Welcome back to Girl Everything's Fine. We have another great guest. We're just like knocking them out of the park season 2 already.
Like really good guests.
Yeah,
though.
really
You
good.
guys are. I've
We
been
got
impressed. I was honored to be asked.
no, we're
This is
honored
the lineup.
that you're here. We have Karli here. She is owner creator of the Well Nutt. You probably know her from the socials in Chicago. Badass girlies girl in Chicago, content creator, does a little bit of everything. Big foodie.
Yep.
Love it.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
No,
We're
thank
so
you for
happy.
coming.
It's always fun to just have like such a casual, real conversation. Like that is what I'm all about.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm good.
Mm.
Just busy. I can't believe summer is flying by.
Over, right?
It's not over.
It's kind of.
I feel like there's like two camps. People are like, once August is here, it's over. And some people are like, no. We have September, October that are usually like really nice.
But like, why does January last for 9 months?
Yeah.
And then it comes to the summer and it's already
It's
like.
flown by. It has
I know.
flown by
It really has.
so
But
much.
yeah, I've been good, just busy. Working. I work a full-time job, so I'm in the 9 to 5 life along
Realm,
with my
yeah.
content creation.
Are you a remote girly or?
I am.
Okay, that's nice.
I'm fully remote, which is really nice. I always like reflect back because in the first part of my career, I was in the office like every single day. You
That
know,
was like normal.
it was normal. That was the norm. And then, the pandemic hit and I just got into remote roles. And now I feel like I'm so used to it that I could never go back. Although there are some times where I'm like, it would be nice to be in the office a couple of days a week just to kind of like get out. I feel like you have to put yourself together.
Yeah.
I've been trying to do better about that, like at my desk, even at home. Just,
Yeah.
like, throw on a little makeup, put on an outfit other
I
than
know.
something like I'd sleep in because otherwise
That's what I do. Yeah.
I was just going to say, did you get like the stir crazy at first? Or were you like, this is great, I get to stay home now?
Well, when it first happened, it was like
Yeah.
nobody could go
anywhere.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of just like, whoa, this is life. But now it's just really nice. It just offers like a different level of flexibility. And of
Yeah.
course,
Yeah.
like when you're in a remote role, they're paying attention to that, right? Like
Yeah.
you can't be off doing whatever. But it does. It just, you don't have to commute. You have the flexibility to kind of like, if you need to run an errand, you're not.
Yeah, it's nice.
So,
Yeah.
What a life. You don't even understand that because
No.
you never
Not
were
once.
not in
Even
the
during the
office.
pandemic. I never went to work more in my life than when the pandemic
Yeah.
happened.
God bless you.
So I'm
Which
like.
is just so
Seriously.
crazy.
We were just talking about it, and she was like, us remote workers. And I was like, get me a job somewhere. What can I do remote?
I know. I think so many people feel that way now too. But there are pros and cons to both. Like both.
I know.
things,
Sometimes I sit around on like my days off too, and if I don't have like 10 million things to do and I'm just sitting around, I'm like, I gotta get out of here. Like I can't.
Yeah.
So I imagine that it would be more of a struggle for
I
me than I
think-
think.
Yeah, I
But-
think at times you just like kind of sit there and are like, all right, I need to get out of here, whether it's like a coffee shop or something, just to like have another human interaction that isn't Darius and my dogs.
Yeah.
You know.
Your
And
bedroom
like
wall.
when you work in the same place as
You
your
live.
home
Yeah,
and
she
you're
talks
li-
about
as
this a
you
lot.
live,
Yeah.
the lines are blurred. It's a little
Yeah.
tough, especially in like a Chicago apartment.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm living in some beautiful big home where I have like multiple
Rooms and
sections
levels and
rooms
things. Yeah.
So yeah.
It's a little stir crazy.
Well,
Give us a little. Sorry.
fine. Go.
I'm just going to talk the whole time and you're
Just look pretty on the
Give
side.
us a little, yeah, for people that don't know you, couple lines about who you are, where you're from, how we
Yeah.
ended up in Chicago, if we are not from here, the shebang.
I wish I could say sometimes that I wasn't from
That
here,
you're
just
not.
to make it a little more
Interesting.
but I'm not that interesting.
Are you
Yes,
from the
you
city or like burbs?
No,
Okay.
I'm from the burbs. So I grew up in the northwest suburbs. My family still lives there.
Okay.
I went to Michigan State for college. So
Fun.
yeah, I got out of the state for a little bit, and then I moved back. And I've been in the city ever since, which I don't even want to age myself and say how long that's been now. But yeah, I graduated college. I went into marketing and PR, and I was in that for quite some time. But that's also when I became a certified integrative nutrition health coach. I was just dealing with like a lot of health issues, not feeling my best post college, which I think a lot of people can probably relate
Yeah.
to. I mean, a lot of lifestyle choices that weren't helping me out in any way, but I was really determined to feel better, and I wanted to like learn while I was doing that. I wanted to learn and try and help other people who might be in a similar position. So I started going through that program, and that's when I started my Instagram account, which started off as like mostly recipes and like a little more, I like to say, like hardcore wellness stuff. Like I was talking a lot about like specific ingredients and kind of, you know, just foods I was eating and avoiding and all that good stuff, which is great. I learned so much from that course and my own research, and I definitely like, you know, I healed my body in a way that I truly never thought like was possible. But since then, my platform has just evolved a lot. So I've just, you know, as we do, evolve as people, and I wanted that to reflect in my content. Food was and recipes were a little bit decentered from my life as I continued to kind of go through my 20s and early 30s. So my content shifted a little bit to more of a lifestyle focus and just kind of sharing like the highs and lows of my journey and just day-to-day life. Still a lot of like food and wellness content, fitness stuff thrown in there, a little bit of everything. But I've really enjoyed like building that platform and the community. And then I feel like I'm rambling, but
No, you're not.
No, you're not at
I'm
all.
always like, where did I? And then I also have my full-time job. So within all of that, like all of those kind of life things that I touched on briefly, I changed careers. So I went from marketing and PR to sales for a multitude of reasons that we can get into or not. But so I do that 9 to 5, and I have my Well Nutt and my social platforms on the side, and it's a little bit of a creative outlet for me. And I really like the balance of having both.
Yeah. Did you find it hard to figure out how to incorporate so much like time and energy into your platform while still doing your, especially in sales, like sales can be pretty demanding as far as
100%. I still struggle with that today. Like that is
Yeah.
like my biggest struggle with having both is like it's so nice to have a creative outlet and something that I love spending time on in my free time outside of work, but it's really challenging to find time. And I sometimes, like now that I'm getting a little bit older too, and saying that, I'm like, I don't even have kids yet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, people who have kids probably like are rolling their eyes at me because they're like, you have so much time.
Yeah.
Like, you have so much time. But it's just tough to find kind of the balance sometimes. But I'm grateful for it. And I always, you know, try and make it a priority. Consistency with the content's been a little bit tough, which is why I think it's always been a side project for me because I've never like given it a full like
100%.
100%. It's always kind of been on the side, which I've been okay with. Again, I kind of like the like distinction of having.
When do you think that your content really like, I know you said there was a shift, but was that shift when it started like really hitting with your community, or was it pre?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I think it was pre because I think, and that's something I'm still like trying to figure out with my platform a little bit, is a lot of the community that I built and people that were following me were there for the recipes and for the food, which is great. Like, hey, everyone's got to eat. There's always going to be a need for like creativeness in the kitchen and following people that are sharing, you know, fresh new recipes. So I love and respect all the people that kind of have been following me for that. But as I kind of shifted my content, I also wanted to make sure that I was trying to at least bring in some new people that may be like experiencing similar things to what I was going through, while also like sharing my love for food and wellness. So there's been a little bit of a like, I think, battle for me and trying to figure out the balance with that. But it's been nice to be able to just like, again, because it is a side thing, it's like I get to share what I feel is most important to me and most valuable to me. Sometimes I think when it is like strictly a business, no matter what's going on in your life and what changes you might want to like reflect in your content, sometimes you just can't do that because
it's
you have the people behind you that are there for a certain thing.
Yeah. Can you share about some of the shifts that you've seen or gone through and how that's kind of like shaped you as a person, but also maybe shaped like who you are online, what you choose to share online? I know when people see someone who is online, they expect you to just share everything and like divulge everything. And there's some things that are like really sacred, but they're still shaping who you are.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is something that I've really tried to lean into, or I'm trying to figure out the right way to like position a message to whoever is out there following me. So I've in my 30s just been through kind of some major shifts. Not saying they're anything abnormal from what like other girls in their 30s go through. I just think that I have been like on a little bit of a journey that looked so differently from what I thought my 30s were going to look
Totally.
like. You know, I ended a long-term relationship at the age of 30, something that I thought was going to potentially be my forever.
Rest of your life,
the rest of my life. So, you know, having the courage to move away from that and choose that, you know, wasn't right for me was really hard. And I think a lot of women struggle with that because it's like, oh my gosh, I'm 30. Like, how am I going to start over at this point? Like, how am I going to find? So that was kind of like.
You kind of have this like doomsday in your head of like, if I don't marry this person, then that's it. I'm alone forever.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was an experience that I had, and like I've spoken about this before, but like my ex that I dated before my current boyfriend, this was years ago. Like we lived together, and like it just was like one day I was like, I just feel like this isn't my life anymore. And like I always describe it as like the hardest thing about that experience is to like destroy someone else's happiness to serve your own. And it's like whether or not we agreed at the end of the day later that this was probably best for both of us and that like we came together in a point of our lives and that was really all it was meant to be was the time that it was, it still is like a very harsh reality to be like, I have just like uprooted not just my own thoughts about what my life was going to look like, but somebody else's, and now I have to just carry on. Like it's a hard thing to.
Absolutely. I think it takes a lot of courage to do it. And it's something that, again, like I think a lot of people don't do, or they delay.
Yeah.
It's so challenging when there's not like a hardcore reason to do it. You just know that maybe you're meant for more, or you're just not aligned in certain ways. So that was kind of like, that was a major thing in my like 30th year of life. And then like right after that, I got let go from the job I was working at, like in a layoff. So I had literally these things happen within months of each other.
You're like, am I just getting punched and slapped and hit?
Literally,
and
I was like, I'm on the floor, just kick me.
And leave me there.
So there was that. And then, you know, I moved in by myself, which was just something that like I was not prepared for.
That was the first time you had lived
the first
alone?
time I lived alone at 30 after a breakup, unemployed. And it was a low point in my life because it was just like, I think that there is a lot to be said about like being independent and being able to do those things. And I am a very independent person, but at that moment, like having to do that after the events that had happened was just like even more challenging, I think, than it would have been had I just been like, oh, I'm leaving my roommate. I'm going to go move in by myself. And I think that would be an adjustment too. But
we'll talk about like having to really like sit with yourself and your feelings. Like the first time you're in an apartment and you're like, it's just me here. And
I have nothing to do.
And I have nothing to do because like I don't have my job and like I don't have my partner. And it's like, what the fuck? Like that has to be like.
Oh my gosh. It was so tough. Like when I look back, I'm like, how was I functioning? I was so sad and like so like felt so alone. It was so isolating. By that point, so many of my friends were either married or in serious relationships, engaged, and I just felt like, what is happening to me? Like, what is my life going to look like?
I feel like you also feel like, what's wrong with me?
Oh my gosh.
Like, why? More so than like, why? Like, you get into like, why is this not me? And then you're like, is there something wrong with me? When really it's like, no, I'm just on a different path. But you have to like kind of overcome all of that mentally to be like, okay, wait, like, let me step back. But like, you were really being punched to the ground. So there's no finding that light in the midst of all of this.
And it's almost like when you think about it, it's like, is it better to just like get it all out at once? Or is it, or would it have been better to have like staggered events of like big life changes, you know? Like not that there's like a good, bad, or right or wrong about that, but it's just like, it's an interesting thing to think like how much differently would you have processed if it was less all at once, you know?
So true. And like you were saying, Jordan, like finding the light at that time was near impossible. I mean,
Yeah.
I had so many things to be grateful for, but when I look like the beauty of it and what I'm trying to now maybe portray and share with others is like there's so much growth that happened in that time, and there's so much that I did for myself that I would have never done had those things not happened to me. Had I just been in that relationship, got engaged, got married, maybe had kids by now. I mean, I'm 34, so that was 3.5 or 4 years ago. 3.5 at this point. But if that had happened, I wouldn't be like the person that I am today. And I like try and express that in a way that's like it's just so profound to me because it's wild to think about how different and like I'm the same me. Okay, like I'm the same me. It's not like I've changed and evolved into this completely new person, but like I just am so much of a better version of myself because of all those things that I was kind of forced.
What do you
butterfly
think?
effect to like the 1,000th degree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think you've like taken from all of that to shape who you are today? Like what, not lessons or whatever, but like what you're trying to portray now, like what are those qualities and things that you've gotten out of this?
Yeah. I think that some practices that I actually was like talking about this today on Instagram after yoga this morning, which I can share about, but I think there's just a lot of things that I had to do and like practices that I had to put into place. But even to go back to the example of living alone and just like being able to sit with myself and with my thoughts and my feelings without somebody else to distract me, learning how to sit at home on a Friday night and be content with that was enough in itself. Like I know a lot of women struggle with that when they're single and like just like being by themselves and being with themselves and their thoughts. Like that was a huge milestone that I overcame that now has like paid off in dividends for me to just be able to have that some of the like mindfulness practices I set up for myself because I literally needed them or I wouldn't have been able to function. Like little things, gratitude journaling, like I reconnected a little bit with my spirituality, like praying and leaning on other people, turning my vulnerability like into my superpower was huge for me too. Being able to learn how to share what was on my heart and tell people that I needed help and I needed support or that I needed a conversation. Like just things that I was so kind of like half-ass doing before where you're like, you say you're doing these things, but like you're not doing them until
you're
forced to kind of do them.
So I think, did that answer your question?
Yeah.
It was just like so many of these things. I guess mental strength is one thing if you want to like tie it in a bow. Like I just am so much mentally stronger, physically stronger. Like movement was medicine for me. It was the therapy for me. It had been before, but it really I really leaned into that and I like physically felt better, which was kind of wild because I was going through so much. It was like, you don't really expect that to happen, but coming out on the other end, it's like, wow, that was kind of a benefit that I
didn't really.
Like, look how hot I look.
Good for me.
No, I'm just kidding.
With all that trauma that I ensued.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I guess, so how would you say, do you think that emulated in your presence online right away? Or do you think that you were still working through trying to remain, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a delicate balance because first of all, there were a lot of people in my life that, knew my relationship and knew my job. There was coworker, there was a lot of intertwined, and as much as sometimes I wish I could have been that girl that just came out there and was like, I'm going through a breakup, here's what I'm doing, going on these dates, or like fuck this company, or I'm a little more like I couldn't just go out there and do that. So, but at the same time, I wanted to share the authentic journey that I was going on and what I was going through. So I did start to come out and share a lot about like just the hardships that I was going through. Even if I wasn't being like explicit, I think people could read between the lines, and I started just sharing, especially like on stories and stuff that felt a little bit more casual. Just, I never thought I would show up on my Instagram like in tears, but when I did that and I showed like that raw side, so many people related.
That's what people, I think, if we're all on the internet for like a million different things, and like I love a good giggle and like everything else, but like at the end of the day, like the best thing that you can pull from a social media experience is being able to see somebody where you're like, the feeling that you're having, I can like feel through the screen because I've been there, and like thank God that I'm not a crazy person for feeling this way, or irrational,
you
or
feel
like
seen and heard.
Like,
even though the person that's on the other side of the screen is never going to see or hear you likely, it's still, you get this like sense of like, it's okay for me to feel the way that I'm feeling.
And it was so interesting because it's like, nobody wants to show up on camera when they're tears streaming down their face or when they're at their lowest low. Like, who thinks to like get on camera and film themselves?
Yeah, because then it's also kind of weird because you're like, here I
go. Exactly. So
hold on, let me put the tears on.
Let me make sure. Like, it's this weird like juxtaposition of like, I want to show up and be real, because also I wasn't someone who could just like go about my day and get on Instagram on my stories and show up with a recipe or like show what I was cooking when I felt the way that I did and what was going on in the background of my life. I had to share and show up. It's funny because now I see a lot of things, or I've seen more recently, about how like you should never, like, do not treat Instagram as your diary, and do not like there's a line, like, don't come on here and like dump your trauma on everyone else, because I get that, and there has been like a little bit of a reeling back for me in the past, I think like year or two, just because like, not that I don't show up and still, hey, I have shitty days, like I show up and tell people what's going on, but I think like there was a time where maybe I was sharing a level of detail that like it feels like a little bit of an invasion for so many strangers to be able to like see these like intimate parts of you, and it's a little scary. So I've tried to find a better.
Did you ever have an experience where somebody said something like awful to you on like a post where you've been vulnerable, or like something you've put out there where it's made you feel like, fuck, I shouldn't have? Or
honestly, no. Like, if on like TikTok, there were a couple times, like a post or two that about being single in your 30s, where you have like all these men that come in and you're old and decrepit and like nobody's gonna want you now, or like,
and then you've got the other people being like, I'll pay you $6,000 just to
you're
be
like,
ready.
You're like, okay, Steve 9974, I'm just gonna like get my check from
sometimes
Barry
I'm
over
like,
here.
Okay.
I see those messages and I'm like, well, I could use $6,000.
I've started responding with my Venmo handle. Like when people are like, are you looking to be a sugar baby? And I'm like, yes, here's my Venmo handle. And if you'd like to send me some money,
please tell me if that ever works out.
And then I'll send them your way. Yeah.
We can't let
we can't let them. No. Yeah, we got to keep the. Yeah, that is one thing you have to get.
Yeah, absolutely. But other than that, like on Instagram and stuff, like I was very lucky. I mean, I'm sure people were talking shit behind my back.
Oh, well,
you know how that goes.
As they do.
Like, oh, God, look at her. Like, or is this the full story? Like, but it's nothing to my face in that regard. It was more so like the outpouring of support and people saying like, thank you for being so real and showing up like this, which that to me, like, it
makes it worth it.
Yeah.
Where do you think, or how do you think you've really fostered that sense of like that community? Yeah. Because people do, like, there's a lot of people who share whatever, they share their life, they share food, whatever, but there's a sense of like people who truly like love you and like love to watch your life.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good question. And I'm still always thinking about like, how can I, like, even though I want to show up and share like my day-to-day life, like, how is this helping somebody else? Or like, is this providing some sort of value? I've had a hard time being like, I just want to show up and like share this fun thing that I'm doing. And then I'm like, but I don't know. But anyway, I think it's really come from just like truly showing up as myself. And like, I know you guys are both so great about this too, like, because I know you, and I know, like, you are who you are, like, online and, like, in real life. I think sometimes that's not the case.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Like, everyone's entitled to show up on their platform how they want.
Yeah.
But, like, if I would feel confident in saying, like, if people met me in person and got to know me, like, that is exactly who I am on the Well Nut and on my platform. And people see that. Like, people see through
all the bullshit
all the time.
Yeah.
And so I think just showing up as myself and just being as real and raw, even though sometimes it makes me feel a lot less cool girl than some of the people I see on the internet. That's definitely like helpful.
I feel like cool girl. I feel like cool girl is very 20s. I feel like in your 20s, you're like, I have to be the cool girl. I have to like, yes. And then like you hit this point in your 30s where you're just like, fuck that. Like, I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. Like,
and I don't care.
I don't care. Yeah. Like you have, yeah. But
well,
that
speaks to my next kind of question of you wrote about imposter syndrome, and I feel like that's so real and so relatable. What brought that up, and how do you feel like you've moved through that?
Yeah, I honestly don't know that I fully moved through.
Yeah, me either.
Us too.
Yeah, I'm still there. I think like part of it is because of like the balancing act of the corporate job and then my Instagram. It's like sometimes I'm like, I have so many ideas and so many things I want to share and so much I want to put out there to help other people, but like I can't find the time, or like
I just want to sit and do nothing.
Sometimes I want to sit on the couch and rot in front of the TV.
Which we'll get to, but also sometimes you want to like sit with your boyfriend and like just hang out with him.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yes, definitely. So
we'll get to him.
Sometimes I'm just like, I want to do all these things, but I can't. How are all these people doing this? Like, how do they make this work? And how are they building, even more of a community and growing it? I've never been like about the numbers or anything like that. It's really about like, I just want to make sure I'm reaching the right people, and that like, unfortunately, the way to do that is by putting out more content, right? And creating more content. And that's
such a battle.
You reach those people, and I just feel like I have so much that I want to give and provide based on my lived experiences that sometimes I find it so hard to, to be able to do that. And, you see people who are doing all these cool things, and, maybe it's their full-time job, but, it's hard to like stay up with that.
Totally.
It feels like it has to be very hard to remain genuine too, when like every aspect of your life, like you go to do something and like your immediate thought has to be like, how am I going to capture this and put it out for a community? When you're like, I just want to like go get coffee and like just get a fucking coffee and leave. Like, I don't want to think about like what reel I have to take and like what caption to put over it. And it just like, it feels like it gets to a point sometimes where you're just like, who am I even more like, anymore?
Someone
like,
on
what
TikTok,
is my purpose?
Someone on TikTok said, she was like laughing, and she's like, I'm watching this influencer film her day, and she's waking up, but I know you got out of bed, you put the camera there, and then you're like, actually, I'm so tired,
Well,
like,
it happens when we went to Vegas for your bachelorette, like when there was like a table of girls next to us, and like very notably I don't know any of them and who they were, but it was like very clear that they were influencers of something, because it was like
to have fun
non-stop. And I just remember like looking at this group of girls, and I was like, they're not even like having a good time. Like, I can't imagine losing myself that much where I'm like, I can't even enjoy the thing that I'm at. I'm 8 feet away from Kygo at like this great like day party, and like I can't even like.
You're welcome. Just kidding.
I can't, but you can't even like enjoy it because you're like camera angle and this and that, and I'm just like, must be so hard to find the balance of like, how do I give this community what they want, stay true to me, and also like keep some of it for myself as well.
It's so true, and I think that's why I've always kept my job, like my 9 to 5, because I'm like, I think if this turned into something where like I had to be documenting every aspect of my life, like just like you said, what is the balance of actually living your life and being present in these experiences, and then capturing content to share? Again, I always want to provide something. Like, I always want to provide like something in my content that's going to help somebody. But still, I don't want to take away so much from my life that it ends up being just all for the camera.
Yeah, like what's left for you,
and
you know?
I've witnessed that. I mean, it's I see it like at some of these events and stuff that I'm sure you have too. And again, this is not to diss anyone, but I sometimes I'm like, I can't be that person. It's like
it just becomes like you're not living the experience. Like I didn't go to Lala, but everybody was like, I feel like I went to Lala because I saw so much of it. And I was like, did you ever put your phone down and just watch the artist?
I saw some girl post on who was like not any influencer or anything on TikTok, and she put up this TikTok and it like went viral because she was like, I fear we have lost the plot. Like, she's like, I'm trying to like enjoy fucking Dom Dalla and like everything else. And there's this group of guys that are like literally like trying to like back everybody away so they can like have their circle to film their TikTok and like whatever. And 10 minutes of that goes by and then they gather together. And then a half hour later, they're like backing everybody up. And she's like, I'm trying to fucking watch.
Yeah.
Because also those people that are paying for Lala tickets too, not the influencers, pay $500 some odd dollars. Like they just want to be able to enjoy it. And she's like, what are we even doing? Like, I fear we've lost the plot. I was like, no, sis, I fear we have as well.
I agree. I know. It's hard. It's really hard. So that's something I'm always thinking about. Sometimes I'm like, there have been so many times where I'm like, I'm done. Like, I'm done with I just can't do it anymore. Like, it's just not worth the time and energy that I'm like putting in, and then the things I'm losing out on in the present moment. But then like, I'll get an amazing message from someone. Or like something really, like a really cool opportunity will come about. And I'm like, but this is why I'm staying the course.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's give and take.
It's give and take for sure.
I think too with imposter syndrome, you get to a point where you're like, I'm working hard on the content that I'm giving, but other people are working like they're literally, it's like 7 seconds of nothing and there's no word over it and they're millions of, you know what I mean? And you're like, my message is so strong. Yeah. And so I can see how sometimes, like me personally too, sometimes I'm like, the fuck?
Well, I even see it on TikTok with like, and obviously this is no shade to people that do podcasts because we're sitting here, but like I'll listen to some of these like very famous people that have podcasts and like their clips that they cut to like put on TikTok of what they talked about that day, and it's like stupid fucking nothing, and then we sit down with like people like you and other people and have these like great conversations, and I'm like, this is such like a like nationally known fucking thing over this dumbass conversation that these people are having, and like here we, but you know
some
what
of
it
the
is?
shit Darius listens to, I'm like, what is this?
Which is fine because like I love guilty pleasure nonsense as well. Like don't get me wrong. Yeah, we all do. But it's just
not
like
nonsense.
No, it's not. But like at the same time, it's kind of like that's just the game. Yeah, that is just the game.
That's why you guys just have to keep it up. You have to keep going because
we're going.
That is what.
Don't you worry.
That is when like. I know, like, it always pays off, like, the good stuff always comes through, and I do feel like I am sensing, like, a little shift in just, like, social, like, content and the way that people are consuming and what they want to consume. Yeah. And I think that, like, I feel like there's a little bit of a shift happening, so, I don't know. I feel like.
You heard it here first.
Here we go.
Let's talk about the boyfriend.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about, before we talk about the boyfriend.
She's not a single girly anymore.
Congratulations on your success.
Thank you. And she's not living alone either.
Congratulations on your second
and
success.
She has a fur child, but we'll talk about that.
How was getting back into dating after your first initial like long-term breakup, living alone, finding yourself, creating all this stuff?
Like, I feel like I could write a book on this.
You should start writing.
It's so easy to look back and be like, oh, I wish I shared about this more, because now it's like
it's too awkward.
Yeah, but in the moment it's too awkward. I'm like, I can't put my personal life out there. Yeah. It was really hard. Like, I had a very hard time with it, because also I had met my ex when I was 26. Mm-hmm. So I graduated college. I had an on and off boyfriend in college, and then like after too, we just kind of like we were on and off, whatever. Nothing to be said about that. So I was single for a couple of years, but like when you're single and like 23, 24, 22, in the city of Chicago, you're not thinking about at that point like, oh, dating. You're just thinking about going out with your girlfriends, having a good time, and like living your life.
Yeah.
That is exactly what I was doing, and I kind of just like fell into my relationship, which is how it happens sometimes. So from 26 to 30, I mean, you guys tell me if you agree. When you're 26 versus when you're 30, I just think it feels like you're in a completely different world.
That's
like,
absolutely what I said.
So much happens in those years with like
100%.
and like your circle and relationships, and so
also dating at 26 and dating at 30 is so different.
Oh,
it is because you're just like what you care about in a partner is entire like you're like I didn't even think about these fucking things when I was dating in my 20s, and now I'm like have all these
I think at 26 you're also like maybe I'll get married, whatever, but at 30 you're like I'm dating with true intention now.
It's so true. Oh my gosh, yeah, I could again go on about that.
Because I think at 26 too you're like I have so much more time left, like I have forever like to figure this out. This is no big deal. And then for whatever reason that clock strikes 30 and you're like I'm out of time.
That is
I'm old.
No, it's
I'm out of time.
It's so true, and I hate that we have to feel that way.
I know.
That is exactly what happened. Like I was scarcity mindset. I was like I'm not going to find somebody, like, and it makes you reconsider like should I have stayed with that person, like because I'm not finding anyone. Your standards get higher, and naturally, because like you said, you know what you're looking for. You know what you want. It's much more defined. It almost, what I had to continue to do for myself, because I'm not someone who also was like, oh my gosh, I need to get married by a certain age. I wasn't the girl that was like, married by 30, this by that. I never had that like expectation, but I think what I've learned is that even if you're not someone that has that like fine timeline, deep down somewhere, you have some sort of expectation.
Something's like if this is something that you want from your life, you should get it soon.
Exactly.
Like no pressure, but
pressure.
But pressure.
So it was like, how am I gonna? I have to meet someone. I have to date them. I have to get engaged. I have to get married. Like how I want children. Like that was the biggest thing for me too. I was like I want kids, and so it was really hard. I had to constantly shift my mindset to say like, you know what? I know this is going to work out. Like God's greater plan for me is better than what I can imagine. I have to have fun with it. I have to think, which is really hard. I know there are a lot of girls that are like, fuck you, don't say that, because I wanted to like slap people across the face when they said that. But truly, like you do have to shift your mentality a little bit to be like, I am getting to meet these people. I get the opportunity to fall in love again. I get to think about all these things that are so important to me, which is why I left the relationship that I was in, because those things were not being fulfilled for me. And I get to go out and find them. And like, I will find them.
Yeah.
No, so mic drop on that whole thing you just said.
Like I had to like, but it was a constant work on like my brain to be like, this is how you have to think about it. I didn't wake up every day and feel that way. Ask my friends, ask my family, like people I was talking to, I was like, this is miserable. Like, why do I have to go through this? But again, on the other side of it, like all those things that I just said, like it happened and it was true. And I think that there's a lot of hope for people that maybe restart and find love like a little bit later in life. I know people are going to say it's not late, but later than like
you have a thought too. And you also have a thought like, I don't know, especially dating someone in college, you're like, this is going to be my husband. I thought my college boyfriend was going to be my husband. And then you date a few people.
I thought my high school boyfriend was going to be my husband. I was
did not.
We are getting married. Like, there's no other chance that this isn't going to happen. And then we broke up and I was like, I have to die now. Like, there's no other. I couldn't possibly live another day.
Yeah. So you have these like set, and then you break up and you're like, now I'm dating all these people. And we know we've been on some horrible fucking dates. Where you're just like, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
Do I just go to the bathroom? How do I piss out?
Fuck out of
and
here?
I'm not that type of person. I could
have
see you
ever
doing that.
Yes. Okay, so one time I'll tell you the story because I was just telling Marlon the story. I had been like seeing a guy when I first got to Chicago for like 3 months, and like something in my gut was like, something's wrong here. And so I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go on another date. Like I know that him and I are technically seeing each other, but I'm just going to go on another date.
Okay.
And so it was this guy that I met on Hinge, and he wanted to get sushi or something, and he was like, just come get dropped off by my place. We'll walk. It's close. I said, okay. So I get in the Uber and I go, and we're pulling up to where he lives, and he's standing outside. He's like, I'll come outside and wait for you. He's notably 50 pounds heavier than he was on Hinge. And
It's not fair.
it's not. And the Uber
Where do you
driver,
think that's gonna get it?
I'm not sure. And the Uber driver was like, stop here. And I said, actually, do you think you could just take me back to where we just came from? Because I was like,
got catfish.
I
You
did,
had every
but like, you
right.
just, when
You're like, dude, what?
I was just like, buddy, like, it's not.
You're not even your age. You don't look like what you look like.
It's
That's
not gonna
just not
work. And
fair.
like, I just wasn't gonna get out and then entertain. I already like didn't really want to go on this date. I was like trying to convince myself that like,
You were talking yourself into it.
yes, like that I don't really need this kid that I thought I was dating. Like I can explore. And then like I got there and I was like, oh no. And I said, do you mind he said, back to where we just came. I said, yes, back to where
Little
we just
circle. I
came
just
from,
wanted a
if
car
you
ride.
Don't
Just wanted a little
mind.
ride.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
Oh no, but I don't want to tell the full story because it'll take up too much time. But you guys, and you could cut this if it's too long.
No.
But like I
We don't ever
I
cut tea.
went on it was a Hinge date, but the guy that I had matched with, I knew he looked familiar, and I ended up figuring out that he was someone my dad and my brother knew from like the country club that we grew up playing golf at. Whatever, my brother played golf with this kid, so I was like, oh my gosh. And I'm sure the girls can relate when you like make a connection. You're like, oh, this isn't a complete stranger.
Yeah.
It's like
Yes.
fireworks. It's like,
Yeah.
And you're also
oh my
like, I
gosh,
feel
this is
comfortable.
fate.
Yeah, all of a
We
sudden
get
it's not a
married,
stranger.
This is going to be so
It's
cute.
fate. Like I know, like he knows my family, whatever. So he tells me to meet him at one place. It was Bandit, which red flag.
Which already.
What a romantic first date.
Bandit, Texan Taco, anywhere on that strip,
Yep.
really.
So anyway, I show up and I'm waiting there in like it was like winter, so I was waiting in the little like door area, and I see this like these two people. I mean, there was a bunch of people in there, but I see this guy like with his back toward me and like a girl on the other side, and I kept thinking to myself like that looks like him. Like that looks like
He's
the guy I'm
finishing up his
meeting.
first date.
Oh, he was finishing up his first date. But it gets better. So I'm texting my friend, panicking. I'm like, I think I see him. I think he's on another date. Like, she's like, are you sure? I was like, yes, I think. So I text him and I'm like, hey, where are you? Like, I'm waiting. Meanwhile, I'm watching this guy.
Yeah.
I see him get up and go to the bathroom. And at this point, I'm like, oh my gosh, I know it's him. So I step outside the restaurant and I get a text from him, like, while he's in the bathroom, clearly.
Uh-huh.
Hey, my work thing ran over. Could you meet me now at Bar Sienna, which is right
Next
across
door.
the street? And at this point, I'm like, oh, I'm playing this out.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna get this
For the
guy.
plot now.
For the plot, I'm gonna make this.
Yes.
Tell me exactly what's going on. So I'm like, I know what's going on now. So I'm like, sure, no problem. Go across the street, order myself a glass of wine. He shows up like 15 minutes later. By this point, you guys, it's like 45 minutes late.
Yeah.
So he gets there. He starts going on this elaborate story about how he had this work thing. And I go, I think I just saw you. Like, I think I just saw you and it looked like you were with another girl. Like, I'm like, you could just tell me. Like, I give you props if you're, like, and I'm chill about
Back-to-back
this. I'm like,
dates.
if you need, I don't know you. You don't owe me anything. Like, if
Yeah.
you want another date, that's totally fine. Like, I just wanted him to get to tell me the
Yeah.
truth.
Yeah.
I was like, I have to get to the bottom of this. Like, I forget how it came
Most
up.
people are like, I'm leaving. She's like, no, I'm going to
Oh,
figure
yeah.
out what the
She's
fuck
like,
he
right.
thought he was doing here.
There's no way.
Fucking ground on this one.
She's like, there's no way I'm getting out of here without the truth.
He's like, oh, this is how it came up. He's like, and he was kind of like drunk too, which was even
More annoying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
more despicable. But he was like, oh, I'll call my coworker and like he'll tell you, blah blah blah. This.
And you're like, ew.
So
No.
I know. So he like exactly. I was like, no, it's fine. Somehow he ends up calling this guy. He gets off. It was so pointless. Made no impact for him. He gets off the phone. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna text him like as if I were the kid, like to get to the bottom. I don't know. This sounds crazy, but somehow it worked out this way where it was like he was like encouraging it. So I was like, okay, I'll figure this out right now. I was like, I texted from the guy's phone to his friend. I was like, so what date do you think was better tonight? Which of my dates do you think was better tonight? And the guy responds immediately and goes, number 2. And I go, there you go.
Oh.
I'm out.
Good fucking day.
I sat my drink down, gave him a pat on the back, and I was like, you could have just told me the truth. Like, that would have been so much better.
And we could have moved forward.
Now that
Yeah.
you've lied to me over and over again, I don't really think that's, like, the basis of a good,
Aggressively lied to, not just
Like,
like,
he was
I was
going-
at happy hour.
Literally, he was going to the extreme.
You know that too. When they keep going, you're like, this is
The
a
more
lie.
details, the more incorrect.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was one of my experiences. Not fun, but you can look back and laugh on it.
I know, yeah.
Again, like I feel like I could write a book
Yeah.
about all the experiences and just like also like how to navigate that time, because it's not easy when you're getting back out there at that time of your life, at that age, after thinking you're in something potentially forever and kind of it's a complete shake up. So
So how did you go from that date to where you are now?
well, there's a lot of
She's like, there was 74 more of those, and then
You got to kiss a lot of frogs to find your prince.
we sure did.
that's what they say, man.
Sure did. But yeah, so the way I met my boyfriend Jeff now is just so crazy to me, because I think that's another thing with like going back out in the dating world. You kind of like expect, I think, to just now meet somebody through the apps. Like you just kind of think that that's how it's going to happen, because it's hard in your 30s. You don't want to be going out all the time, like out being social all the time and feeling the need to be social to meet people was exhausting.
Tired.
Sucks.
You're forcing it, and it's not fun. So anyway, I kind of thought that was going to be my story, although in the back of my mind I was like, I don't, because I'm so much about vibes and like the energy that I feel with somebody, and it's so hard to get that from behind a screen. But I'd kind of I was in a relationship for a little bit, like it was like 4 or 5 months, and that just did not work out. And after that, I had a really bad taste in my mouth. It was just a bad experience. And I was like, I'm going to just focus on myself. Like, I know I've heard this. I've heard people say to do it. Feel like I've done it before. But, like, truthfully, deep down, I was like, I'm decentering dating. I'm decentering guys. I was just getting a new job. I'd accepted a new job. it was summer, and I was like, I'm just going to live my life and focus on me. Jordan,
I know.
Jordan knows the story because she was there.
I'm like, I already know this, but please tell everybody else.
Yeah, I had met Lakin, who some people I'm sure listening probably know her, but we had met at a fitness event back in 2019. Again, I talk a lot about like how much I put myself out there and had to like network and open up my circle when like a lot of these things, this was even before that happened, but I met her at a fitness event that we both showed up to alone. We hit it off, and we stayed friends, and we would just grab coffee every now and then, go to a workout class. So her and I had done just that, like call it 2021. I ended up getting a job with her husband. This is going somewhere, I promise. I ended up getting a job with her husband, and so I became close with him too, so I knew both of them, and stayed in touch with both of them. Fast forward to last summer, 2024, they organized a boat in just shy summer boat, kind of a hodgepodge of people. It was like college friends of theirs, fitness friends of Lakin's.
It's literally like 30 people on a boat. You're in close quarters, and you're like drinking, vibing, listening to music. The captain's really fun, and you're just like, you could literally turn to the person next to you and feel like you've known them for like 20,000 years.
Thanks for setting the scene.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Great context. So I met Jeff that day, and a super nice guy. We chatted. We actually have a picture together, which is funny from that day. But like, we didn't exchange numbers, or like nothing happened. We just, which I was like kind of bummed about, to be honest. I was like, oh, he didn't get my number. Like, but again, I was on my, I went about my life.
Self-journey.
I really did not let it bother me. I just kind of left, and whatever. So fast forward another month, and I think it was like Labor Day weekend. We bumped into each other out at a bar, just like on a Saturday, and we did one of those things where it was like, wait, like, I know you, but like we almost both couldn't place each other because we only met once on a boat with alcohol. And
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like I didn't fully, but it's like, oh my God, you're from the boat. So we started chatting that day, like kind of like hit it off. Obviously, he got my number.
Yeah.
God. And then we went on a date like a week later, and we just have been together like ever since. So, and I think like it was one of those things that was just so easy. It was just so natural and like just right off the bat, like I knew like there was no talk about like being exclusive or like no, just like no kind of drama with that or no wondering or confusion. I think it just kind of like happened, and it's just been really great, and he's an amazing person, and like makes me realize that everything that I went through is for a reason, and he has all of the qualities that again like I wasn't finding in previous partners or people that I was dating, and it's like, okay, this is why this is why this happened.
It sounds so cliche, and like I'm sure every girl out there is probably like, fuck you, like I don't want to hear this for the 900th time, but like when you stop chasing it so aggressively, it just comes.
And the context I will add to that, because I was that girl that was like literally
so was I. Oh yeah.
up.
Yeah,
But
so was
the
I.
context that I'll add is like, if you are a single girl and you're kind of waiting for that moment and you say that you're focusing on yourself, like how can you measure what you are doing to focus on yourself and to grow as a person and to just completely be who you are and completely just love yourself for who you are, know what you want? Like, how can you measure the things that you're doing to become like the person that's ready for your soulmate or for the person that is going to be next, like in your dating life? Because I think so much of the time it's like, yeah, I'm focused on myself. I'm doing, I'm doing me. I'm not thinking about guys. But girls say that, and like they don't mean it. In the back of their mind, all they can think about is like, oh my God, I'm so single. Oh my God, when am I gonna get married?
Yeah.
I hate that guy. He didn't text me back, but I'm not thinking about it. And it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
To actually just zone in on yourself. And I will say that I can truly confidently say I did that for myself. And I think that the reason that like I've found Jeff and met someone and that my story has ended up the way that it has is because of that.
I think it's also like when you do the work on yourself, you become like a better version of you to be able to like get in that couple, if that makes sense. Like
attract the right person.
But also like when you're in a couple, this is something Darius and I have been talking about, like getting, does it?
Don't they say that?
When you're in a couple. Sorry, when you're in a relationship. Maybe it's because I've been watching
Love Island.
I don't even like really watch it, but that just really reminded me of stuff.
But you've seen enough on the internet that you've basically watched it.
I watch it, so maybe that's why. Because now I'm in the UK one, which is dumb as fuck. But anyway, but when you're in a relationship, you have to not only think about yourself, but think about the other person. Yeah. Darius and I talk about this with like building a family. It's like it's not just going to be us, but you still have to think about us to be the best versions of you to then carry on with the child, whatever. And I think that's something like working on yourself to show up as the best version of you for that person, because you want them to show up that way for you too.
For sure. And I know I've made comments about, my previous relationship and how it wasn't right for me and like I didn't want to settle for something that wasn't right for me, etc. But I wasn't perfect either.
Yeah.
There were things that I've now like looking back on can understand like that I've worked on and would be like different in my new relationship as well. So in all of that, again, all of that growth came from, being single and having to go through the process of finding someone new and dating.
What are you doing over there?
Sorry, I'm just looking to see if that's plugged in. That's plugged in, right?
What? What's plugged in?
This thing on the ground. It's plugged in, right?
No, I don't think it is.
Where? It's plugged in over there.
Oh, okay, never mind. Bye.
Like, what the fuck are you looking at?
My brain's not here. 100%.
Okay. Anyway,
cold meds.
Anyway, okay, so what's one dating tip that you would give to someone who's in the midst of the dating trenches?
Oh my gosh. That's a good question. I feel like it would be to do your best to date with intention. So, you know, you're in the trenches, you know what you want, you're there to find the person that's going to be your partner, and so you're being purposeful about it. So be intentional, but also understand that you're never going to have this time of your life again, and that it's really special that you get to experience something that not everyone gets to experience, although there are so many negatives to feeling that way, and having to be in the dating world. Like, it's actually really special. So have fun with it and try and just keep your mindset like lighthearted at the same time as like also being intentional with it. It's a little bit long-winded.
Yeah.
No, love it.
That's kind of my.
Going back to Jeff, does he like to be on the Instagram?
The Instagram.
You guys, it's so funny because we've been in multiple situations now where people are meeting him. They're like, Jeff, oh my gosh, like I feel like I know you from Instagram. And he just like laughs, and he's like such a great sport. He's like such a cheerleader for me, like is helping me set up getting my angles, like always, you know, with like when I'm filming, trying to get good pics of me, like he's great with that. I wouldn't say he's like loves it. Like he's not someone who's like put me on camera. Like, yeah. My moment. But he is like totally fine with being in my content, and like I think he also knows like, you know, he's such a big part of my life now too, and that's like I share my life on there.
Yeah.
So he's a great
comes with the territory.
Are you ever like when the funniest shit happens at home, you're like, I wish we could film this for
Oh my gosh, Jordan.
I say that to Darius all the
So
time.
many
I'm like, we
times.
would be so fucking funny on camera.
If we could just be on camera at all times.
Yes. No, oh my gosh, so many times. But we're not there.
Yeah, I know. He's like, I don't want to. And I'm like, I know, but we'd be so fucking funny. He's like, this is not for me. I'm like, all right, well, whatever.
Yeah. You gotta respect it, but it's also like,
this is great. Should we get to some fun stuff?
Yeah, let's get to the rapid fire
stuff.
okay.
A wellness trend that you love and a wellness trend that you hate.
Hate's a strong word, or that you could be like, not now.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know, like, if this is necessarily a trend, but one that I'm like not gung ho on board and that I'm a little worried about is like the like AI driven like wellness advice and like quote unquote.
Did you just get this email?
No.
I got an email from like some brand that was like, we are AI focused wellness. We will guide you on your like some journey. See? And I was like,
no,
what?
That seems,
Point proven. I just like, and like the AI thing is a whole nother conversation, but in the wellness space specifically, I just like through my journey and through my learnings and everything, the number one thing that I think people need to understand and realize is like how individual wellness is and like how personal and specific it is. And there's just an element that you're never ever going to get from something that's AI driven.
What's one you love?
One I love, I think I've again, maybe it's not like the trendiest thing, but I think I've seen a lot of like shifting in people slowing down a little bit and just being more like mindful with their fitness practices, their wellness practices, and like really understanding that it's not more isn't more, and sometimes you need to just like slow down, focus on more of like the mental health aspect of it and how those things are all like intertwined. And so like I just love seeing that because there's so much to me about wellness that is related to your mental health. And just like, you know,
100%. It's not just like hit the gym and like fucking crush it and go on with your day.
So those aren't like the fun like trendy trends, but wait, but I did see something really quick. I've not seen this yet, but I came across like one thing on TikTok, something about fiber maxing. Have you guys heard this out? No. It's called fiber maxing. I don't know what, I'm not going to be able to
maxing out your fiber?
Like it's like getting like,
shitting your pants.
I was just going to say my stomach would be in like cramps.
I mean, is that where we're headed?
Really increasing like your fiber intake. From like,
but here's my thing: is people listen to this shit. They're like, "Oh my god, this is such a great idea."
Someone's snorting the Metamucil right now,
Fiber One.
Oh my god,
just to be on board.
Yeah, can I say that I also don't like the trends, like the trend of trends.
Yes,
the trend of trends, like they're never gonna last.
Not
so they're never gonna last.
No, it's a trend for a reason.
Not in wellness. Favorite recipe you've ever made? Or one of your favorites, rather.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Or
One thing
go-to.
Yeah, that's more.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Like, as I've kind of evolved and like, I realize that like the time and energy to make a new recipe all the time is tough. I've really leaned into just like the go-tos. That's like kind of more so where I'm at with posting, which I think people, I hope they appreciate, is like quick, easy. What can I make with
real
that are always in my cart, that are always like, you know,
you're good at being like, I'm gonna see what's in my fridge right now and make something from it.
because that's like how I live my life. I don't really, and I understand too that sometimes it's hard for people. Like, I kind of grew up that way. My mom cooked that way, but I know some people really need like a list and stuff, and I get that. Yeah, and guys too.
Yeah, men.
But I really leaned into just like I love just like a protein, veggie, carb at dinner, like any combination of that. One thing that I'm always making is this like sesame chicken type thing. Gosh, I wish I had a cooler name for it, but it's just chicken in this like delicious soy sauce with like a little maple syrup, some ginger, over rice with like a veggie, broccoli, fried green beans, beef bowls. Love a good beef bowl with just like.
Did you learn any skirt steak tricks?
Girl, I just saw your post about that. I just made skirt steak last week to make like bowls.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Same thing.
Why is it so chewy like
it's
that?
The cut, I think.
I posted you guys, the people were passionate about skirt steak.
Skirt steak.
I love skirt steak.
Yeah. I mean, the taste, great. And like the flexibility of it and whatever, but the chew.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you like have 20 chews before you swallow.
There is a chew. I'm with you.
I posted some tips on my Instagram, but
I gotta check them out because I saw that today and I was like, I'm with you.
Yeah,
So
we didn't buy it because of that. I'm like, I'll get it when I'm out, but not.
I'm gonna report back when I try all these things that people told me to do
and see
if it works.
Okay, great.
What are 3 things that are always in your grocery haul?
Oh, well, on that note, I'm
chicken, steak, rice.
Organic, grass-fed ground beef.
Yes, 1000%.
It's so versatile. You can do so many things with it. Cottage cheese. Am I like the most basic bitch for saying that right now?
No, I love cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese. I wish.
I love it.
I think it's the texture thing for me.
But you can put it in so many things.
My friend blends it with peanut butter, and so like then it doesn't have
the
and
crumbles,
uses it as like a dip or like on whatever.
It's also so versatile. Like, you can do so many
So if it's
things
blended down or something, I can do it.
It's
But
like
just
a
like
texture
on a
thing.
toast, I'm like something.
Oh my God, I love it. I'm like, give it to me on a spoon. I don't need anything else with
my
it.
mom's the same way. She's like, I fucking love it. I'm like,
me and Rose.
But yeah, no, it's a good staple.
Yeah. And then probably like, oh my God, these are so boring.
They're not boring.
Eggs. Like, that's so I just named like.
She's got that money because eggs are expensive.
Throwing them dollar bills at the grocery store.
Yeah, no, for real.
No, eggs, because I eat them every single day. They're always in my fridge. I can do.
She's a complete protein, the egg.
I love it.
It's so boring.
No, it's not. It's real.
Think of something more fun.
Real.
I'll let you guys know, but that's 3 things. Always staples.
Done and done.
What's the last show you binged? We know it's not Love Island.
It's not Love Island. Hate to say it. What liars? Something.
We were liars.
Liars.
Somebody just told me
What
to
is
watch
that? I've never even heard that.
Guys, Jeff was rolling his eyes like the whole time because it's good, but it's like the acting is a little cheesy.
Yeah.
Like you kind of have to finish it. The last episode is mind blowing. One other one that I have to know because we like both really loved this one was Friends and Neighbors Are Your Friends.
So good. So good.
Yes.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Love it.
What's your guilty pleasure show?
Like Summer House. Is that a
Yes.
Okay.
I love Summer House. Can't get enough. I'm so sad Paige is leaving.
Me too. I
don't
fucking
know
love
what
Paige.
we're
It just came out with like her why or something, but I don't know why.
Oh, did that?
I do love her though.
Love
I don't
her.
watch Summer House, but I do love
Great
her.
show.
Great show.
Great.
I watch all the other trash that's out there though.
All the brown.
Yes.
What's your most used emoji? Would you say?
Oh my gosh. Probably either the upside down smiley
That's Jordan's. People fucking love the
or
upside
the
down.
disco guy.
Yeah,
Oh,
I love the
that's a
disco
good
guy
one.
too.
Throw him around like he's just
Cottage cheese.
Yeah. Him and cottage cheese, one in the same.
Really Scottish.
What's something that's in your bag at all times? Can't leave the house without it.
Besides your phone,
Besides your phone, yeah.
because we all do that.
You guys, I'm like that girl that usually has a snack in my bag.
Wait,
What's
I
your
love
snack
it.
in your? She also brought us snacks.
Yeah, no, she did.
Some drinks.
Probably like a meat stick or like a protein bar.
Something, yeah.
Just because I sometimes get that like low blood sugar feeling, and if I get that, like I need something fast or like I get hangry.
Yeah.
Probably that or like a lip gloss.
Any lip gloss brand that you're like, I love it right now?
When it's just like in my like summer Fridays.
I knew you were going to say that.
The
I knew
classic.
it. Yeah.
That I love
The
that one.
classic. Yeah.
Right?
No, she's
No,
the
it's
classic.
just every shade I get, I'm like, it just works.
Yeah.
Any time of day, it just works.
Yeah.
It does.
Is there a food that you irrationally hate?
Ooh.
We love the
Or
cottage
won't
cheese.
use.
We love the eggs. Is there anything you're like, meh?
I looked at these questions and I'm like, I didn't prepare for this one.
Mine is eel. I don't like eel.
Really?
But that's not irrational. That's like
That's kind
It's
of
rational.
That feels
Oh,
rational.
how about cilantro?
Mine's mayo.
oh.
Fucking hate mayo.
I
It's
used
the
to
devil's
hate mayo,
condiment.
and I like
You're a
it.
mayo lover. Oh no.
You know what? Darius and I made like healthy chicken salad, and he didn't make it. I made it, and I used like Greek yogurt, Dijon mustard, and he was
Yeah.
like, "There's no flavor," and I was like, "That's because you're used to all the shit that's in mayo."
Yeah, mayo is not.
And also, I added salt and pepper, and he still didn't like it. So I was like,
I
whatever.
tried the alternative mayos, like
I'm so
the
scared
vegan,
of those.
Primal Kitchen, whatever.
yeah, like all those, and I don't know. I came back to Hellman's.
Hellman's brought me back.
I left Hellman's and I returned.
It's not great for you, but like.
You know what? We gotta have balance.
need a vice.
We can't.
Okay,
You know?
I'll give an answer to this one, but like I don't irrationally hate it. I just think like the obsession has gone like a little too
Too
far.
much?
It's caviar.
Yeah,
Oh,
queen.
yeah.
I'm with ya.
Everything, I don't know. Like I get it. It's a delicacy, whatever. But people are throwing that shit around like it's cottage cheese, like it's the disco man,
Dude.
the emoji.
You can literally
I
get it
know.
on like a fucking chicken nugget at like
I
a
just
restaurant.
went to the Alston, and it was like, "Do you want a caviar bump?" And I was like,
You're like,
"What?" I was like, "Am I
A
what?"
lot of people are doing bumps to this.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
Everything.
I guess. Yeah, it's
I
a
don't
little.
know. I just
People are gonna listen to this and they're gonna be like, they're just poor.
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
I had one last
Maybe I
weekend.
don't want to spend that much money on it.
Yeah,
So,
like I'm
okay,
like
it's
not.
fine.
No
Yeah.
thanks. Yeah, no, I'm totally with you.
I'm like, the fuck?
It
When
is.
I saw it, I was with a girlfriend of mine, and we were like, she's like, "Should we?" And I was like, "Are you paying my $90 for the smallest amount? Because
Yeah.
that's all I would want to get."
Yeah.
No.
Thank you. No,
Thank
not
you.
for us.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, me too. I back you.
Yes,
Support,
girls.
1000%.
Girls.
Until we get invited
We
to our
got you.
caviar party, and we're like, "I love caviar."
Don't hold this against us if we do.
If there's an event you want us to be at,
2 minutes later, we're all at a caviar party.
Yeah.
Like, this
I'll
is my
dabble,
bump of
okay.
caviar.
I'm in a caviar ad, like
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Speaking of Bravo shows, Heather Dubrow had it at her month later birthday party. She had caviar buns for everyone. So
Yeah,
it must
I
be
think
trending right now.
it must be the thing.
It must be the trending thing right now.
Anyways, all right. Tell everybody where we can find
everybody.
Everybody.
Where
Everybody,
can
where can we
the people find you?
I am at the Well Nutt, but I do have to clarify it's 2 T's. So
The well, 2 L's,
Yeah.
And
at nut,
UTT.
2 T's.
TT at the Well Nutt on Instagram, TikTok. That's pretty much all. That's where I'm at right now.
Anything
She
big?
doesn't want to be found out. So.
Yeah, you will not find me elsewhere.
Yeah.
Anything big coming up for you?
Not particularly. I would love to.
An engagement?
Probably not. Who knows?
I think so.
I don't know.
Jeff.
We know he doesn't miss an episode.
We know he's one of our.
We're silently plugging. So funny. Nothing major. I hope to plan maybe like an event or two. People,
They want the meetups with you.
yeah, they do. They love that stuff, and it's just like finding the time and energy to plan it. But I would love to plan something. So I'll keep you guys updated.
Yeah, because we'd love to go.
Yeah.
We love a good community event.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this has been hotter than it usually is in here, but a really, really great time. Yeah, it's
We're all
amazing to do this in here.
exhausted, hot. The camera's
Camera's hot,
exhausted.
everything's
it's great.
hot,
It's
yeah.
great. But that's truly what this podcast is about. Is like it's chaotic, it's crazy, but we always just like Everything's fine. It's fine. It's great.
Everything's fine. It's
Yeah.
great. We're sweating, but we're having
We're having
amazing
an amazing time.
So whatever.
Thank you so much
Thank you,
for
Karli.
coming. This
You're
has
a
been
gem.
great.
Thank you guys.
Great conversation.
I'm
glad we made it work.
I hope it was interesting and
Informative.
fun and informative. Yeah, and thank you guys for having me. I
course.
love doing this stuff. It's just like
You
a
are
fun
welcome
conversation.
back.
Yeah,
Anytime.
we'll do a part 2. We'll
Yeah,
the whole thing.
absolutely.
All right, great.
We always
Amazing.
leave everybody with one thing, which is, girl, everything's fine.
There we go. Love it.